guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty, and I am here to finally bring you my February 2019 recap. This is a little later than I expected. I've had a lot going on. I didn't get a chance to film a couple weekends ago, so I didn't have any videos last week, but I wanted to get my February 2019 recap up for you guys. And if you're new to my channel or new to this series, I have decided to bring my favorites back. Last year I started a Shop My Stash series, my monthly makeup picks, and I decided to kind of scrap that because it wasn't as enjoyable as it was in the beginning. It felt a little bit more strenuous for me trying to use my monthly makeup picks with my project pan. So I decided, you know what? I'm doing a 2019 project pan. I would focus on my project pan and bring my favorites back with like a recap style video. So that's what I have for you today. I also have some channel updates, but I'm gonna leave those to the end of the video so that if you're not here for that, then you don't have to worry about it. So why don't we go ahead and jump into the makeup products that I was loving in February. Let's start with primers. Now I do only have 2 primers in my collection because I've been trying to really curate my collection and get it down to be more usable so that I'm actually using up products and not just solely collecting products. But I was trying to use my Smashbox Primerizer. This is a primer that when it first came out, everybody was raving about it on YouTube. I did try it out when it first came out and I didn't love it, but I wanted to give it a go again because so many YouTubers rave about this primer. So I picked up the smaller size. Glad that I did. I was trying to use it in February. However, I have dry skin and I'm pregnant, so my skin has been even more dry. So this just wasn't hydrating enough for me, which is funny because my friend Katie Marie here on YouTube was talking about this primer in one of her recent videos, and she said that it was a little too hydrating for her. She has oily skin and she wasn't able to wear it because it was too, like, it kind of gave her some oils. It was too hydrating, and I'm like, oh well, that's the exact opposite of me. It was not hydrating enough. So I started out using this but decided I'm gonna wait until the summer months and see if I can get some more use out of it. So I did go back to the other primer that I have been using and loving, and it is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. It has a really long name, the Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. I love this stuff. I did pick it up during the VIB sale because I want to say it's like $44 or something, so I didn't want to spend the full price, you know. I wanted to get it for a little bit of a discount, but I do really love this. It is super hydrating. It reminds me of the Hangover RX by Too Faced because not only is it really hydrating, but when you put it on your skin, you do get a little bit of tack, which I like because that makes me feel like my foundation is going to stick to it. So a really good primer there. Now obviously I use my Project Pan products, but I'm not going to talk about them in my recap videos. So the other foundation that I have been using is by Urban Decay, and it is my Naked Skin foundation. I have the shade 3.0. I want to say this is my 3rd container of this stuff, and I do really like it. I'm finding that I don't love it as much as I did in the past now that I've tried some different foundations, but I do still really like it. It's hard for you guys to tell because I did shake it up a little bit, but I'm like down to here already on this foundation. Been getting some good use out of it, and I kind of want to try the Laura Mercier foundation that just came out, the new one that everybody's been talking about. But before I go out and purchase it, I would like to use up a foundation, which will probably be my Project Pan foundation. I do want to get a sample size though, but I've been using this and loving it. I did switch out my bronzer for the month of February, and the bronzer that I have been using is this guy right here. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. It looks like this right here. I did get the smaller size, which if you want to make a purchase for this, I want to say the smaller size was like $20-something and the full size is like 40 bucks. You're going to get more for your money if you go ahead and purchase the full size. However, I do have a larger collection and I did acquire a couple more bronzers last year. So I'm glad personally that I got the smaller size, and I do like this bronzer. I enjoy it, but I wouldn't say that I'm like in love with it. you know, it's just like okay. I just like it. So I am glad that I got the smaller size of it. That's working out for me just fine. But like I said, if you're not someone who has a huge collection, or if you really just want to try this out, maybe it's going to be your only bronzer, go for the full size of that product. Then I did switch up my blush, and that was very hard for me because I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury blush that I got, and I'm absolutely in love with it. However, I decided I have not used this guy right here, my MAC Melba blush, in a really long time. And I really, really like MAC's Melba because it's a nice neutral color, a little bit on the mauve side, which is right up my alley. That is my jam. So I was using that blush for the month of February. Really, really like it. I've had it for a couple years. There is a little nick in the middle, but that was from me trying to depot it. I actually tried to depot this product when I first bought it, totally shattered the blush, had to buy it again, depotted it, got a little nick in the middle, but that's okay. However, these blushes last a really long time because I've had it for a while, but I don't really worry about it going bad because it is a powder product. Then, for highlighters, I reached back into one of my absolute favorites, and it is by Ofra Cosmetics. It's the Feeling Myself Highlighter Trio. I absolutely love this trio. I had been wanting to try the Ofra highlighters for a really long time, but I kept going back and forth between Pillow Talk and Rodeo Drive, and I didn't know which one I wanted to get. Then they came out with this little trio, and I was like, I will get that. That's right up my alley. This third shade over here is Blissful, and at first I thought, I'm not really into Blissful. It looked like it was going to be chunky and glittery, but that was just a sheen. Once I started using it, like I feel like that was maybe like a top coat, because once I started using it, it's completely gone now. I love these highlighters because they are not chunky, they are not glittery. I'm not a huge like chunky glittery person. I like more of like, I like a bam in your face kind of highlight, which this can give you, but I don't want like chunks of glitter on my face, if you know what I mean. So I really, really love this. I would say the one that I used the most was maybe Pillow Talk in the middle here, because although it is more of like a pinky tint, it's not like super pink, so it goes with every look. But this is a highlighter trio that I actually have to force myself not to use because I could easily use this as my only highlight every single day. For mascaras, I do like to do a little combo mascara, and if you caught my my low buy update that I posted, then you would know that I did pick up the Essence mascara in the Lash Princess Volume Mascara. Andrea Montiliano was talking about this mascara, and Essence, I'm pretty sure, was one of the 9 brands that I wanted to try in 2019. So I picked this up, and I have been using it in conjunction with Maybelline The Rocket Volume Express. And okay, the Maybelline was like a holy grail for me. Like, I used to use it non-stop. It was my absolute favorite. I don't know if it's just this specific mascara that I got, or the fact that I've tried some other ones recently. First of all, I'm not loving this combination. I do not like the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara at all. It does nothing for my lashes. It's almost kind of liquidy, so it transfers onto my lids when I'm trying to apply it. I find that I don't really get any volume with this mascara. It doesn't really do anything for my lashes. So this is a fail for me. I don't like it. I will not repurchase it when I'm done with it. But even I feel like my Maybelline The Rocket has not been helping to boost the volume the way that it has for me in the past. And I mean, when I would wear this, I used to get compliments on my lashes all the time. I don't know, maybe it's pregnancy lashes. I don't know, maybe my lashes are falling out. Maybe they're not as long and thick as they used to be. I have no idea, but this hasn't really been doing it for me either lately. So although that was like a holy grail that I've kind of fallen back on, I almost want to try one of those like Sephora, what are they called, like lash to goes, where they have different mini lashes and you can try out several. I almost want to pick one of those up and try out some different mascaras and see how they work for me. Jumping into eyeshadow palettes that I was using in the month of February, I finally filmed a review video using my Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. I believe this review will go up next week. It has been a long time coming. I picked this bad boy up in December and I've been using it. I filmed a 3-in-1 tutorial. I filmed a Test It Out Tuesday. I've been promising you guys a review for months now, and I finally got around to it. So I have been using this a ton in February, but the only thing is I don't use it by itself. So I have been using it in conjunction with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This has been a palette that I have loved since I've gotten it, and I kind of fall back on it a lot. If I don't know what makeup look I want to go for, I reach for this palette. Quick and easy. I can do a nice neutral eye, which is my thing. But also, I found that it goes really nicely with the Dose of Colors palette, because you'll see in my review. I don't want to get into it. I just feel like the two work really well together. So I've been using them in conjunction with each other. And the other eyeshadow that I have been using, or the other eyeshadow palette I should say, is the Norvina palette by Anastasia. I pulled this one out again. I actually have this on my eyes today in conjunction with the ColourPop Kathleen Lights collab, the pigment in the shade The Archer. That is on my lids as well, along with this palette here. So I have been getting a lot of use out of it. I really enjoy this palette. I like that you can get some nice neutral looks for every day, but there's also some pops of colors, and I'm a purple gal, so I do enjoy the purple here. I know when this palette first came out, it did kind of get some feedback where people thought it wasn't purple enough. I personally feel like it is purple enough for me, and I really, really do enjoy it. And the last product that I want to talk about, lippies. I kind of went without lipstick a lot in February, not on purpose. I always intended to wear lipstick, but I would be eating and drinking when I get to work. I'm a teacher, so then I can't really stop in the middle of like my teaching to apply lipstick. So I didn't wear a lot of lipstick, but on the days that I did, I know I mentioned this in my January recap video, but it is the Too Faced Melted Matte in Sugar Cookie. I love this because it's just a nice neutral shade, but it doesn't pull too nude. I get a little bit of a pinky nude, which is my jam. So again, wore this a lot in January, also wore it a lot in February. And I do have another fail product, a product that was a fail for me, and I feel like I mentioned it in my low buy update video, but I did purchase the Physicians Formula Casey Home collab, the Butter Collection, I believe is what it was called. I did a Test It Out Tuesday on it, which is the first impression. I can link that here if you're interested in checking it out, but I ended up returning that, and you'll see in my Test It Out Tuesday video as I was using it, it just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I was really, really excited for it because it was $20. You could get it at Ulta. I have been wanting to try Physicians Formula. I like Casey Holmes, but it just wasn't what I wanted it to be, so I did end up returning it, and that was a fail for me. So those are the makeup products that I have been using in the month of February. I'm going to end it here for those of you that only are interested in my makeup products. I'm going to continue with the channel update. So if you are leaving us here, thank you so much for watching. I do post twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so hit that subscribe button if you want to be notified when I post. Otherwise, let's jump into my channel update. So those of you who are sticking with me for this portion of the video are probably people who have been following me for a while, in which case you may already be aware of the fact that I am pregnant. I am actually due at the end of April. My husband and I are having our first child. We're having a little girl, and I'm also a teacher, so I only film on the weekends, which is why I did not get a chance to upload any videos last week, because over the weekend when I was filming, I had my maternity photo shoot, and I've been tired. I didn't get around to filming. So I have decided, last year, I upped my videos from 2 videos a week to 3 videos a week, and I would post on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then I would get a bonus video up on either Monday or Tuesday. And actually, I got a lot of feedback with that. My channel grew with it. I felt like people were enjoying getting 3 videos a week, and as much as I love filming and I loved getting 3 videos up, as we are preparing for our little bundle of joy, I feel like I need to take it back to 2 videos. The reason being, like I said, I only film on the weekends, and this is our first child. So I have seen some YouTubers, like people who do this for a career, like Jessica Braun or ooh, what's her name? Oh my gosh, Madison Miller, that's her name. Their career is YouTube, and so when they had children, they like didn't skip a beat. They like bounced back right away, even though it was their first child as well. They pre-filmed some and then jumped right back into the routine. I'm not sure that will be the case for me. I love filming YouTube videos. I would love to continue filming YouTube videos, but I'm just not sure what to expect, because once baby girl gets here, you know, there are also other people like Robin's Cup of Tea, who once she's had her child, she had a little boy recently, she hasn't been posting a lot. So I just don't know which way it's gonna go for me. I don't know if I'm gonna have time or energy to film. I'm already exhausted being pregnant. I'm sure I will be exhausted having a newborn. So I'm just not really sure what to expect. However, I do want to pre-film as much as I can. So like this week is spring break for me. I'm trying to pre-film some videos, and I'm trying to film videos that like don't have a timeline, that it doesn't matter when I post them, so that I can pre-film enough in advance to where I can have some videos for you in April and into the beginning of May, to give me some time to adjust to being a new mom, to figure out what YouTube is going to look like for me. But even still, I'm not 100% sure what it will look like when I have to go back to work in August. So being a teacher, I will have her at the end of April, and I will get to take the rest of the school year off, but I will be going back to work as a teacher in August. And so my husband and I will be working, not sure what YouTube is gonna look like. So I figured if I can still film 3 videos on a weekend and get some pre-filming done this week, then I will hopefully have enough videos to get me through April and even May, and possibly into June. Not sure that I can get that far, but maybe get through April and into May and have some videos for you guys as I adjust to life as a new mom. So I did want to let you know that that was happening. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what my YouTube will look like as we kind of transition into this next phase of our life for my husband and I. But thank you to those of you who have been supporting me and following me. I love you guys. I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.